First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's a black and blue matchup in the NFC North between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Brandon Garden joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup. They've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from Ford Field. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They start the drive with Cook. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The numbers a week ago for Cook. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
On 2nd and 7, Herbert. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. They brought him in off the corner. He gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. Just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Here's Hardman to return. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
Well, he got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person, obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, but I love is how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The numbers for him from a week ago: 22 carries, 110 yards in the score.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game, because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
4 yards the pickup, first down. The Lions at 13-2 on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me,
and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. Exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Wilson. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Up the middle they go. Lawton. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with touchdown over 20 on the year. And the Lions will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Extra point up and good by Succop, and that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Herbert now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Here's Swift, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Succop for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they puts it on the carpet. It's out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we went to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And the Lions are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
They'll run with Swift. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went reverse a little bit. Threw it on 1st down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important 3rd down try?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Vikings are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down. Play action. It's Herbert. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Herbert back to the air. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right back to him for 10 more and a 1st.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Then complete, right side to Cook. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Again, Herbert. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. The first and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of it.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Herbert on 3rd down now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They go play action with Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off.
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. Oh, but he'll be stopped well short of the first down marker, and it's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our Eat. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Play action. It's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. And that one results in 35 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten him down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on first and goal.
Swift again. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift with career touchdown number 75. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Succo. And the lead is up to 18 now. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from just... And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Wilson. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. As his guys were able to push that lead out a bit further. So another touchdown there, and even though we're we're still just here in the third quarter. Kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point up and good by Succa. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, and all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. Now Wilson on first down. Touchdown! Nico Hardman, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend of the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight. I'm impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And Detroit getting set to go now. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. 73 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Now a give right side Swift. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now left side on the swing pass. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the gun, here's Swift. On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding.
And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league where we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. That's caught by Howard. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Herbert throwing again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Herbert operating from the red zone. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. Now it's Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard. And the Vikings are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. O.J. Howard from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Once again, it's Swift. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his... And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the 1st down. Boy, that's asking a lot of your punt team there. They were not able to deliver.
It's asking an awful lot of the punt team there, because if it's 4th and 4, 4th and 3, you've got a chance, right? That's a manageable distance to try and pick up when you're running a fake, but when that number's actually been in the weight room and it's pumped up like it was.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and 1. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is going to be incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the move to his left. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. He is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. Making a hat-trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Lions extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Extra point try now for Succop. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run as they will get to it behind the line of scrimmage. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. throw over the middle, taken in. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Herbert. Pressure comes and down he goes. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Herbert on first down now. Over the middle, complete. That's Myers. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. From the 50, here's Herbert. Setting up the screen for Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as he'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That one broken up by David Long on the defensive end.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect, incomplete. I give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And that will force a turnover on downs. One last throw here for Herbert. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Lions, they continue to show they'll be a tough out of the playoffs as they move to 14-2 on the year.